Hello, good morning and welcome. It's Saturday, the 29th of July, and it's just after 10 o'clock. And we'll start as ever with the Australian dollar. Now, this is the Commitment of Traders report. Let's just whiz that down a bit. Commitment of Traders report, and as you can see, the Australian dollar has made fresh highs, and the commercials on the red line here have made fresh lows. They've added nearly another 10,000 lots short the Australian dollar. The speculators, on the other hand, have added 600 odd positions. So the commercials have added far more than the speculators. This is at the end of business on Tuesday. And as you can see from this diagram, the speculators have got the largest long position they have ever had for the last 18 months. And the speculators hold an extreme short position. We view this currency as basically oversold. And you can have a look at the chart. These are the positions. You got nearly 12,000 long positions and 83,000 short positions. The overall ratio of longs against shorts is 7-1. So that is an extreme short ratio and an extreme short position for the Australian dollar. And that would have been here at about the 80 mark on Tuesday. So considering we've actually gone higher than that, then I would have expected that position to have changed and gone even higher. So we are looking for this pair to short. I thought it was a few weeks ago, but anyway, it's struggled on into sort of upwardly sidewayly movement. So we have actually a position here where we've got a lower low on the RSI and the candles have made a higher high. So the sentiment is getting short for this pair, and we're expecting it to drop. The British pound. The commercials, they have made a low, which they have over the last 2 years. They've always been bullish of the British pound, but they've made a fresh low, and they've just come off the fresh low. As we see, the speculators have mirrored it opposite. So this is a low position, and we are expecting the pound to now actually fall against the dollar. So we're looking for the pound to lose momentum. It's climbed up nicely, and we're looking for it now to come back down. We are already below the 69.1 on the RSI. So that's what we're looking for on that. Canadian dollar. Yeah, we've actually crossed over we've gone from all-time bullish position up here for the commercials to we've come right the way down and crossed over and come to a bearish position. So as you can see, this is historically, this is an extreme again. It's an all-time bearish position that the commercials have got. So we'll go and have a quick look at that on this chart, I think. Yes. So we are actually down at support at the moment, and I've said that a few times on this pair. We're looking to go long. We have a position of 1.67 to 1 long ratio for the pair, short for the Canadian dollar. So we're looking for this pair to cross this trend line. It's already crossed the trend line on the RSI, but it's actually bounced back down. So we'll see how that goes next week, but that's where I'm looking for it to go. Euro. Yeah, we've reached an all-time bearish position, and we've come a little bit off it this week, just a little bit off it, like a little bit of a flattening out. So we are expecting that this next week will start its move back down. And there's a few things I'd like to just have a look at on the euro dollar. It has been making this nice trend up. It's broken through the trend line on the RSI, and it's come through, hit the 69.1 and bounced up a little bit. Yeah, and all things being equal, if you look at the 15-minute chart for Friday, and we have this nice red candle. Now, in the last 15 minutes of Friday, quite often you get a little bit of sentiment and people just have a little bit of a look at it and I think, no, I'm not going to stop in that next week. And this is where you get, it's either a green candle or a red candle, and it shows a bit of sentiment as to where the market's going. And you know, the same on the Euro JPY, you've got an even bigger short candle there. So in all fairness, that is where I think the euro's going. Bum, bum, bum. And I would like to see the RSI go below the 69.1, but I really don't think there's much more upside in this. I hope and I pray anyway. Japanese yen. We've lost a little bit of the bullish off the Japanese yen, and I think this is going to see the move towards more strength in the yen. So we've reached an all-time bullish position last week or the week before, and now we've lost a little bit of that. So I'm expecting to see a move, and we already have on the Japanese yen. Oops, here we go. USD Japanese yen. Look at the last 15 minutes. Yeah, that was actually an up candle, right? So not so great. We've got a short ratio of 4.3 to 1, and that has actually decreased a little bit from last week, but we have had this nice move down. I've actually got my trade in a little bit of profit. So we're still looking for this to short next week. It's come down onto this support, which I shall just move this down a little bit, and you can just see it there. It's struggled, it's got rejected there, it's come down again, it's on it there. It might just bounce up a bit and then back down, but we'll see what happens next week. But we are really expecting this to go short. The short ratio of 4.3, sorry, the long ratio of 4.3 on the Japanese yen is fairly extreme, and it's high for that currency. If we go back, that is a high, and since the crossover, since the Trump election. So there we go. Swiss franc. The commercials are as bearish as they have been for 2 years. I'm not that keen on this pair. There isn't a lot over the last 5 weeks. The commercials and the speculators have been about the zero mark, and I just think it's anybody's game, and I'd rather just leave that one out for the moment. USD index, again, another move bullish on this. There's a crossover for the speculators have actually gone bearish. This is the most bullish that the commercials have been of the dollar for a long while, and I see it as basically well oversold. Where's the DXY? Here we go. This is well oversold. It's come down onto a fresh support here at 93.16. So I just see strength following through from there, especially after the meeting, the interest rate meeting, and the FOMC statement about they're going to start equalising the balance sheet or whatever. So we'll see what happens there with that. But Mexican peso. Mexican peso. We are at a bearish extreme for the commercials on this. So this, I think, when you look at the chart, wrong, there we go, the Mexican peso, this has been to the bottom. It's just starting to drag itself back off. There's a long ratio of 2.7 to 1, bearing in mind that for the last 2 years they've been the other way around, where they've been long the Mexican peso. This is the first time for ages they've been short the Mexican peso, long the pair. So we are expecting this to come back up off the bottom, and my target is 19,888. So we'll see if we can hit that. That would be nice. New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar, another bearish extreme. We've gone off the chart. We have, and of course the speculators are right the other way around, which is exactly what we like to see. Speculators directly opposite the commercials. So let's just have a quick look. That's New Zealand dollar. This one, yeah. New Zealand dollar. We're at overbought extreme. We've popped up a few times and just tested. Well, we've gone over this resistance, and I'll move that up now. We've gone over that resistance and we've just tested new highs, and we've come back down off it. So we are 6.56 to 1. So we've lost some of the short ratio, but that's a good sign actually. I think this is going to fail now as it comes down. So we're at the 69.1 around and about. We've had divergence back here and we've popped up a little bit more. I think this basically is about done now. I really don't see much more upside to it, and we'll see what happens during the week. But I think that's good. We're going to see a flattening off towards the top, and then we're going to fall back down. It's a nice cheap pair to trade this if you're holding the trade. So there we go. Energies, crude oil. Even more bearish for the commitment of traders. We're looking for this to fall. The speculators are directly opposite. We're at a fairly decent high at the moment. We'll see what happens later in the week, but I'm expecting that to fall back down. Metals, silver. Again, we've been down to a bullish extreme there. So the silver has made fresh highs. It's come off a little bit this week, so I'm expecting the price to move back down. I got in it last week, and then I got knocked out. So we'll see what happens with that. Stock indexes. Thank you. Get my teeth back here. Right. Well, the commitment to traders, they have actually gone even more bearish. So we've made fresh highs on the S&P, and the commitment to traders have gone even more bearish. So we're waiting to see that break. I would really love to see that break. Yeah, there we go. Okay, smashing. So that's basically it. We'll have a quick look at the Russell, but I think that is basically fairly bullish even still. The Dow Jones, it's been the same for a few days, and the Nasdaq, yeah, a bit more bearish on the Nasdaq. So you know, I think we're going to see a break soon, but you know, I've been saying that for too long now. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll try and do some new crosses over the weekend, and see. I'll put those out before the market opens at 10 o'clock GMT on Sunday night. Okay, thank you. Cheers. Bye now.